Hi, this is Apple Watch Dave, and today I want to talk to you about using cellular on your Apple Watch. Now, first of all, what do I mean by cellular? Well, cellular is where you have a 5G connection on your Apple Watch, or 4G if it's an older one, that allows your watch to work away from your iPhone. So at the moment, we can see up here, we've got like a little white mark. That's because this watch is currently connected to my phone. That changes to a cellular picture, a bit like in the top corner of your phone, number of bars you've got or whatever, if you're using that. And that basically allows the Apple Watch to function as a device away from your iPhone. Now, it's not something that you need to have, but it is a bit of an option. Now, on the Apple Watch Ultra 3, as I've got here, that actually comes as standard. So there is a cellular setup in this watch, whether you choose to use it or not. And that is true of all Apple Watch Ultras. So when you pay the price, currently £750 in the UK, you get the cellular connection included. Now, if we go into the series watches, if you were to buy one of the more expensive sort of titanium or stainless steel models, then they have cellular included as standard. But if you're just buying the aluminium, or aluminum as they say around the world, aluminium Series 11 at the moment, or you've got a Series 10, then you can choose to add cellular to it, even with the SE3 as well, even the SE you can. I think on the SE it costs £50 more, and you have to pay that up front because you get a slightly different watch, which on the back says that it's got cellular, and in the Series 10 or 11, or whatever a series basically, you pay I think £100 more. So back in the day I had an Apple Watch Series 6 Nike Edition, cellular, okay, and I paid an extra £100 for that. So you have to pay that money up front. Then you also have to pay a carrier fee, okay? So in the UK, I'm with EE, and they charge me £5 a month to run this as a second line, all right? So obviously I didn't pay anything extra for the Ultra because cellular is included, but you've got to factor that in, that it's £5 a month. And EE like to bump it up at certain points in the year as well. So it'll go up to £6.50, then I'll speak to them again, it'll go back down to £5, whatever, that kind of price. I think that's pretty common across the world, okay? So that's what it costs to set up cellular. You either have to get a cellular Apple Watch, or you've got to pay extra to get cellular on your watch. So why is it a good thing then? Well, obviously, it's a bit funky that you can take your watch away out with you, leave your phone behind. That provides you with a bit of freedom, and it actually allows you to feel like you're getting the most out of the Apple Watch. And what I will say is a lot of the apps are snappier. Maybe not so much on the Ultra 3, but certainly the older Apple Watches are snappier on cellular. They actually work quicker using the cellular connection than they do when they're connected to your phone. So that's it. You can leave your phone behind and you've got that peace of mind and freedom. I think it can be really good for like mental health, for like avoiding too many notifications and what have you coming through. So you can basically go out without your phone if you want to do that. Now, I do quite a bit of running, and there's a couple of things I find pretty useful. First of all, find my updates using cellular. So if you're out for a run and you want people who you've shared your location with to know where you are, if that's important to you. I always like to think that is, but I don't live in a really rough area or anything like that, but it's good if you have any health problems or whatever, people know where you are, okay? So that's it. And obviously you can still contact people while you're out and about. So messages, WhatsApps, now we've got the WhatsApp app, phone calls and that can come through on cellular. So if you're out for a run or if you're out away from your phone, people can still contact you. Secondly, when I go out running, I like to play a bit of music or a little bit of a podcast, but I don't like to always decide what I want to listen to before I go, okay? So you can download music onto the Apple Watch Ultra or any Apple Watch, right? And you can play that while you're out running through your AirPods, all right? You don't need a cellular connection, it's not a problem. But if you decide you want to change what you're doing, or you want a bit more of a random playlist, or you just feel like you need something a bit faster paced that maybe you haven't downloaded, you obviously can't play that unless you've got cellular. So if you go into the workout app at the moment, I was doing this the other day, you've actually got this button, hang on, that's not workout, let's try again. In the workout app, so if I'm gonna go for an outdoor run, let's find that. There you go. In the bottom corner here, I've currently had this turned on, autoplay media, if I could speak, picked for you. And obviously it will pick like songs that it feels fits the speed I'm going, the mood I'm in, the music that I actually like, because I favorited it through the Apple music system. So that can be a good option. You don't know what you're going to hear, basically, completely random. And obviously it's just streaming that down onto the device while you're out running, similarly for podcasts as well. Okay, and what I will say is, so yeah, people know where you are, you can stream music, and also the final thing, you can use maps as well. So a couple of times I've been out running in locations where I'm not as confident or I haven't been before, actually having the maps on the watch and being able to look at that, although it slows you down a bit, you can find your way back to where you're going. So maps, all the apps basically work without your iPhone, so you can see where you are with that. But the final consideration is with this Ultra 3, that battery's not a problem. But if you get a series watch and you can run, now I don't, but say you ran for 2 hours with Cellular on, it would take quite a hit out of your battery. Cellular uses more battery up, significantly more, than if you're just using it paired with your watch, okay? So it's important to make sure that you've got enough battery capability with that. It's not like you can think I'll ditch my Apple, my iPhone and go out the whole day. When I got my Series 6 Nike one with the Cellular, I actually went to London. I live up in York, just a couple of hours on the train. I went all day and left my phone at home to see if I could manage it. And yeah, it did work. It did work, but the battery by the end of the day was pretty low and it was pretty tight coming home, but I got back. But yeah, so battery is a bit of a consideration. If you do leave your iPhone away, my best tip is to leave the iPhone on. Don't turn it off, because some of the connectivity and functionality, the watch will actually connect to your iPhone and then it'll go up into the connection. So for example, SMS. So if you're getting an old school text message, an SMS message, and you've got your phone turned off, you might not get it through on your watch, okay? They might have updated that, but that's certainly something that I've found in the past, whereas an iMessage will come through whatever because it's using the internet. So yeah, that's the point. If you're thinking, oh, I don't know whether to get it now because it's got 5G, I wouldn't say that download speeds are any better. I mean, technically they will be better, but what I will say is connectivity is better. It doesn't drop out anywhere near as much. You can get connectivity in more places now. It's got a 5G connection with it, okay? And it seems to work differently than your phone. So as I say, I'm on the same phone and watch provider, but my watch seems to sometimes get greater coverage than my phone does. So I don't know quite how that works in the UK, whether that's the same around the world, okay? But yes, that's Cellular on the Apple Watch. Have you ever used it? Is it something you'd think about upgrading to? Do you think it's worth the money? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one. Thanks, bye.